We tip off the 2020-21 Big South basketball campaign with the preseason all-conference teams and players of the year, as well as the predicted order of finish. First, for the women's preseason all-conference squad, starting with the second team honorees. Radford junior forward Amel Guafong. The Campbell trio of junior guard Luana Serrano, junior guard Shai Tooley, and redshirt senior forward Taya Bolden. And from Presbyterian College, junior guard Trinity Johnson. Now let's meet the first team members. Our first preseason first team all-conference pick is UNC Asheville senior guard Nadiria Evans. She was an honorable mention All-Big South selection last year and led the Bulldogs in scoring with 14.3 points to rank 8th in the conference. Evans was third in the league with a 43.4 field goal percentage, scored 20 points 7 times, and averaged 15 points against Big South opponents. Our next first-team honoree is Hampton sophomore forward Nyla Young. Named to the all-freshman squad last season, Young averaged 12.7 points and a team-high 7.1 rebounds in 29 games for the Lady Pirates. She ranked 11th in the league in scoring and 7th in rebounding. Young posted 10 double-doubles in 2019-20 and had 6 20-point efforts, including a career-high 30 against Longwood. Also on the preseason first team is Longwood sophomore guard Kyla Mcmahon. Last year's Big South Freshman of the Year, Mcmahon was also a first-team all-conference honoree. She led the league in scoring with 18.8 points, which ranked 30th in the nation, and was second in the conference in free throw percentage at 80.4, and third in three-pointers per game with 2.4. In Big South games last year, Mcmahon was the top scorer among all players at 19.5. Our next preseason first-team All-League pick is Hampton junior guard Lauren Van Arsdale. Already a two-time All-Conference selection in her career, Van Arsdale was a box-to-row All-American last season, as she ranked 5th in the Big South with 15.2 points while handing out 3.4 assists per game. She was the 2018-19 Big South Freshman of the Year, and she averaged 15.8 points against league opponents in 2019-20. Our final preseason all-conference first-team member is the 2020-21 Preseason Player of the Year, junior guard Skyler Curran of High Point University. She was a first-team All-Big South selection last season after scoring 16.9 points and 6.5 rebounds per game, in addition to 50 assists and 25 steals for the Panthers. Curran ranked 3rd in the Big South in scoring and 10th in rebounding, just one of 2 players to rank in the top 10 in both categories. And her 78 three-pointers were second most in the conference. She was a 4-time Player of the Week honoree in 2019-20, had 3 games with 20 points and 10 rebounds, and posted 5 double-doubles on the season. We now present the 2020-21 Women's Basketball Preseason Poll as voted by the head coaches. We continue our look at the 2020-21 Big South Conference season with men's basketball and the preseason second-team selections. Gardner-Webb sophomore forward Kareem Reed. USC Upstate junior guard Everett Hammond. High Point sophomore guard John Michael Wright. UNC Asheville redshirt junior forward LJ Thorpe. And USC Upstate sophomore guard Tommy Bruner. And now for the preseason all-conference first team. Our first member was an honorable mention All-Big South selection in 2019-20, Gardner-Webb senior guard Jaheen Cornwall. The league's top three-point shooter last season at 44.4%, Cornwall averaged 13.1 points and 3.3 assists in 32 games for the Runnin' Bulldogs. His 2.7 three-pointers also paced the conference, and his 102 assists were a career high. Our next preseason honoree is Winthrop redshirt senior guard Chandler Vaudren. A Big South All-Conference second-team member last season, Vaudren finished second in the league with 5.8 assists and was 10th in the conference with 5.8 rebounds. He posted a triple-double in the conference opener against Longwood and drained several clutch three-pointers during the regular season. Also on the preseason squad is UNC Asheville junior guard Devon Baker. A second-team All-Big South honoree a year ago, Baker finished 5th in the conference with a team-high 16.5 points. He also ranked 6th in the league in field goal percentage at 45.1 and 6th in free throw shooting at 76.6%. The 2018-19 All-Freshman team member became just the 6th sophomore in Big South history to reach 1,000 career points. Our next preseason All-Conference member was the 2019-20 Big South Freshman of the Year, Winthrop redshirt sophomore forward center DJ Burns Jr. Also voted second-team All-Conference last year, Burns was the league leader with a 58.3 field goal percentage and was second on the Eagles with 11.9 points per game. He averaged 13.2 points in Big South contests in just 18.4 minutes per outing. Our final preseason All-Conference selection is the Preseason Player of the Year, Charleston Southern senior guard forward Flanders Fleming Jr. Fleming was the 2019-20 Big South Defensive Player of the Year, plus a first-team All-Conference selection and an All-District honoree by National Association of Basketball Coaches. He averaged 17.7 points and a league-high 8.7 rebounds in 2019-20, increasing his averages to 21.5 points and 9.2 rebounds in league contests, and was tops in the conference with 13 double-doubles. The first player ever with a triple-double in a Big South tournament game, Fleming is the first Charleston Southern Buccaneer to be voted Preseason Player of the Year. We now unveil the 2020-21 Men's Basketball Preseason Poll, as voted by the league's head coaches and media panel. The Big South Conference would like to thank its sponsors for their ongoing support of the league's programs and student athletes. For more information on these sponsors, visit BigSouthSports.com.